Hi, this is James of Megalife 21, the hardest hitting internet talk radio station on the planet. I am here at the Newsletter Censored Research Center in northeastern New Jersey, and I am holding the brand new newsletter that just came out, titled When Does the Greed Stop? By William J. Eisenman, PhD. That's right, the Reverend Dr. William J. Eisenman. Brand new newsletter, When Does the Greed Stop? Just came out, and it's chock full of information that you will never hear in today's mainstream media or read in the mainstream press. This is the underground media. It's based on the five taboos of American life. Okay, politics, religion, health, sexuality, and child rearing. Okay, you're never going to hear or read this anywhere. This is the underground media. Get it now at www.newslettercensored.com. Get your subscription now with your gift to support this work, your free annual subscription to Newsletter Censored. Okay, now, Reverend Dr. William J. Eisenman, you were commenting on our other videos that we were discussing exactly the perfect real-life examples of pure, conservative, endorsed free market capitalism, and what happens when you deregulate big business, all the evils that take place through greed. And we mentioned Colombia, South America before, the stealing of food out of the very mouths of poor children and taking it and using it for their own selfish, profitable interests. And I'm sure a lot of Americans, especially in the red Bible Belt states, are not even aware of this, or maybe they don't care because all they care about is their stupid ideology. Okay, not proven scientific facts, not compassion for the poor that are suffering, but they care more about a fertilized egg or an embryo that breathes like a fish, you know.
Or a corporation.
Or a corporation
that thinks it's a person.
Yeah. Now you were saying something about
I was saying something
taxes
about the
or
bailouts,
deregulation.
the bailouts that have been going on and giving to these big banks and AIG,
welfare,
etc. Welfare for the rich, yes. But there were no regulations and rules that went with those bailouts. So, what has happened, the financial meltdown, can still occur again.
Sure.
I mean, we've saved huge banks, Citibank, Bank of America. These banks should have gone bankrupt.
Right.
And we should have, there was about, I think it's about 1,000 small banks who have gone bankrupt. Now that's the banks that should have gotten that stimulus money.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones who would be lending to Joe Pfaffendoch down the street for his new truck, for his business, or something like that.
Joe Sixpack.
These big banks and companies are not going to do that, and they're not doing it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the rules and regulations have not been put into effect, and we can go through this even worse the next time. It still can happen again because we haven't ironed out the greed. The people haven't been punished either. They're getting bonuses
for their wicked greed,
for their wicked evil ways. They're getting bonuses. And they think they have a right to these bonuses.
Really?
Yes. The arrogance of them. It's unbelievable.
This is proof. All that we've mentioned in these videos this week is proof that free market capitalism is in fact the devil's economics, and that liberalism and or socialism is God's economics, the closest thing to God's economics. And
that is if we had something called liberalism.
Uncorrupted, of course, yeah.
That is if we had something called liberalism. We don't.
But these Democrats that are in Washington
politics,
now,
there are two, like I said, two parties who are corporate parties.
Right.
They do everything for the corporations, not for the people, not for the general welfare.
And these Democrats that were voted in November 2008,
yes, they were voted in to do a job, and they're not doing a job. Democrats have a problem when they come against these authoritarian Republicans. they sort of back off. They sort of don't, they have no guts. They have no intestinal fortitude.
Okay. No, they have no balls, but because maybe they're paid off by the fat cats.
Or maybe they're just afraid. Or maybe they just...
they want everybody to love them and like them.
Or maybe they just...
This bipartisanship bullshit.
Don't understand. Now, when the Republicans were in charge,
yeah,
they didn't care about those things. They cut out the Democrats. They wouldn't let the Democrats into the conferences. They wouldn't let them do this, that, and the other thing. But now that the Democrats are in control, they don't do the same thing. Well, what? There's something better because they're not doing the same thing. There were six. There was six bills and things that came up while the Republicans were in charge.
Yeah.
And they only got 50 votes.
Right.
And Cheney, Dick Cheney.
Yeah, Dickhead Cheney.
Yeah, the president of the Senate had to come in and give the 51st vote to pass these things. Okay? Well, the Democrats have 58. What is it, 58 now? Democrats and 1 independent. So they don't have the 60 filibuster proof. They still have 51. Why would they? George Bush passed 5 things with 51 votes. So why are they talking about the filibuster? Why are they talking about all this nonsense when they got 51 votes and they can pass anything they want?
It's true. They could do it, but they're not doing it.
Exactly.
Because they're not the liberals that the American public voted in November 2008. They're phonies. They're blue dog, conservative and moderates. They're business people. And this is why I'm saying the two-party system is a big joke. Hence the court jester's hat. And the fact that it's Halloween week of 2009, that's why I'm wearing black and orange.
Ooh.
Yeah, ooh. But this is it. This is the big joke of what's going on in Washington. Wake up, people. The two-party system is a fake, phony, and a fraud. Vote independent. Unbelievable. And these are elitists. These Democrats are elitists just like the right-wing Republicans. They're wealthy, so how can they feel your pain? How? Do you think Bill Clinton really felt your pain when he said, "I feel your pain"?
Obviously not, because he allowed the welfare bill to go through, which changed welfare as we know it. Now, you got all these people on welfare. And to be on welfare, they need to have a job. Well, we don't have any jobs for people who want jobs. Let me have people on welfare. Where are these jobs?
They're not out there. And if you don't have a job, you can't buy a good, adequate, affordable health care. Republicans in Washington that want the little guy to buy their own, pay for their own, or contribute towards their own health insurance. If you don't have a job, how could the little guy afford their own health insurance? Like the freebies that you congressmen and senators get in Washington. Okay.
Plus, they also got their 4% COLA this year too, you know.
Yeah.
Where the people on Social Security and other pensions and things are not going to get a COLA.
Right.
For maybe 2 years. Right.
And to you, I noticed there's another Republican governor in Florida that the senior citizens I heard they supported him. They voted for him. Listen, you seniors in Florida either have Alzheimer's or you're senile. I don't know what your problem is, but
you've been kissed by an iguana. They're
voting against their best interest, their own best interest. A conservative is not in the best interest of retired senior citizens. They're not.
Or people on Social Security and people on Medicare.
Because the conservatives are anti-Medicare and anti-Social Security. But they voted him, and what's his last name? Christ? Christ? Christ?
He thinks he's Christ.
He thinks he's Christ, yeah. I guess it's a red state, you know. Northern Florida would be red. Panhandle.
It's kind of Democratic.
Traditional Southern Bible Belt area. So.
Yeah, but it's kind of Democratic up there, I think.
It's Democratic, but they keep on leaning towards the right. You know, I mean,
Especially down in Miami, too. You know, you got these people, the supporters of Republicans down there, ex-Cubans, exiles, etc.
Yeah.
They have a love for Republicans.
They do. Here it is, brand new newsletter. Get it, www.newslettercensored.com. Brand new, off the press.
You need it. You need it.
You need Newsletter Censored. When does the greed stop? It's titled. We are living in the end times. You need Newsletter Censored. Believe me. Get it. We got to take a break.